Of all the things that go bump in the night, the most terrifying are the ones that are supposed to be silent. Imagine you're on the most powerful warship ever built, a floating city of steel feeling untouchable. But what if, in the dead of night, a ghost slips through your shield? A ghost that isn't supernatural but nuclear. This isn't a movie script. This is the story of a night that almost changed the world. A high-stakes standoff between the United States and Russia that pushed both superpowers to the brink and gave us a terrifying preview of the future of warfare. Let's set the scene. It's the early hours of July 3rd, 2025. The colossal USS Gerald R Ford carrier strike group is on a routine patrol in the chilly waters off Iceland. On board the destroyer USS Thomas Hudner, sonar technician second class Rodriguez is monitoring the deep ocean symphony. At 2:17 a.m., he detects something out of place. A faint, deliberate sound. It's moving at 12 knots, heading directly for the Gerald R. Ford. Rodriguez's training screams one thing: submarine. Based on its ultra-quiet signature, it can only be one of the most feared predators in the sea, a Russian Yasen-class nuclear submarine. This silent hunter had slipped past the entire defensive screen and was now just 38 miles from the American aircraft carrier. In submarine warfare, that's practically point-blank range. The moment Rodriguez raises the alarm, the ship's general quarters alarm blares. "All hands man your battle stations!" This is not a drill. On the command deck, Captain Sarah Mitchell initiates Protocol 7, the standard response for a hostile submarine threat. Instantly, the entire strike group pivots. Destroyers alter course to form a tighter screen, while frigates deploy sonar buoys, trying to create a net of sound to catch this underwater ghost. But the Russian submarine is a master of stealth. The Yasen-class is designed to be a phantom, using the ocean's natural thermal layers to bend sound waves around it, making it nearly invisible to sonar. For 14 agonizing minutes, the American fleet knows a predator is circling, but they can't get a solid lock. The Russian commander is just waiting, a single button press away from launching a torpedo that could send the 13 billion Gerald R. Ford and its 5,000 souls to the bottom of the ocean. The world was holding its breath and didn't even know it. This is a stark reminder of how quickly a normal day can turn into a global crisis. If you agree that stories like this need to be told, take a moment to hit the like button and share this with someone you know. It helps us bring more of these incredible events to light. With the clock ticking, the U.S. Navy's response became a masterclass in coordination. The Russian sub may be stealthy, but the Americans have an eye in the sky. Within minutes, a P8 Poseidon maritime patrol aircraft launched from Iceland. The Poseidon is a submarine's worst nightmare, a modified airliner packed with sophisticated detection gear. Its mission: to create an inescapable trap. Soaring over the area, the Poseidon dropped a barrier of sonar buoys, creating an acoustic net that the Russian sub could not cross without being instantly detected. The hunter was about to find itself caught in a web. At the same time, an American attack submarine, the USS Virginia, was moving silently to intercept from 40 nautical miles away. Using its own powerful sonar, the Virginia worked with the P8's buoys to triangulate the Russian sub's exact location. The game was changing. What happened next was a silent, terrifying duel, fought in the crushing blackness of the deep. Both submarine commanders knew the rules. The slightest noise could give away their position and result in immediate destruction. It was a high-stakes chess match where one wrong move meant checkmate. Sensing its position was compromised, the Russian submarine dove deeper, a classic evasion tactic. But it was too late. The combined power of the Poseidon and the Virginia had achieved a firing solution lock. They knew exactly where the Russian sub was. The Gerald R. Ford was now safe, but the standoff was far from over. Then, the Americans made a move of pure psychological warfare. The USS Virginia used an underwater telephone to send a message directly through the water. The voice, in both English and Russian, echoed through the hull of the Yasen-class sub. Unknown submarine, you are being tracked. Recommend immediate departure from this area. Imagine being the Russian commander. You thought you were the ghost. Now a voice from the abyss is telling you, we see you. The psychological pressure must have been immense. What would you have done in that situation? As the Russian commander, do you stand down or do you risk it all? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. It's a fascinating question of nerve and strategy. Just when it seemed the tactical maneuvering was over, the Russians played a wild card. Suddenly, American command systems flickered. For a few critical seconds, communications became scrambled, and sonar readings distorted into static. This wasn't a malfunction, it was a cyber attack. From the depths, the Russian submarine had launched electronic warfare, attempting to blind the US fleet to cover its escape or open one last window for an attack. This was a chilling confirmation that modern warfare is no longer just about physical domains. The battle for control of the digital spectrum is now just as critical as controlling the seas. But the US Navy was ready. Advanced electronic warfare systems kicked in, isolating the attack and restoring control within seconds. The fleet's digital shield held firm. The Russian sub, its last trick exhausted, finally turned and retreated into the Atlantic, leaving behind a shaken but victorious US Navy. This incident in the North Atlantic was more than a close call. It was a flashing red light for the entire world. We witnessed the incredible complexity of modern combat, a lethal dance of stealth, psychology, and cyber warfare. Tactically, it was a success for the US Navy, showcasing the power of a layered, coordinated defense. But the larger lesson is a sobering one. The nature of conflict has changed. The near ambush by a stealth submarine combined with a cyber attack shows that future wars will be fought across multiple domains at once. The loss of a carrier like the Gerald R Ford would be catastrophic, not just in lives and hardware, but for global stability, risking an uncontrollable escalation between nuclear powers. This event is a stark reminder that the peace we often take for granted is held in a delicate balance. Strength and vigilance are what keep the forces of chaos at bay. As this night proved, we must always be prepared for the unthinkable, because in the dark, silent depths, the ghosts of war are always waiting. Thank you so much for watching. If you found this story as fascinating and important as we did, please hit that like button, subscribe to the channel for more deep dives like this one, and don't forget to ring that notification bell so you never miss an update. Your support helps us continue to explore the events that shape our world.